What do you do when God gives you a promise, but years pass and nothing changes? No breakthrough, no answer, no evidence, just silence. That's where this story lives. Not in the excitement of the calling, but in the tension of the waiting. Because faith sounds powerful until delay enters the story. And the question becomes, can you still trust God when the promise feels impossible? In Book of Genesis 15, Abraham has already obeyed God. He left his homeland. He followed the call. He walked into the unknown. But now, years later, he still has no son. And in the ancient world, this was devastating. No child meant no legacy, no future family line, no inheritance, no fulfillment of the promise. So Abram asks the question many believers quietly ask, God, where is what you promised? God brings Abram outside and says, look up at the sky and count the stars. If indeed you can count them, so shall your offspring be. Imagine the moment, an old man, no children, standing beneath an endless sky, and God is saying, your future will be bigger than what you can currently see. Then comes one of the most important verses in the Bible. Abram believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Notice this carefully. Abram is not declared righteous because he is perfect, not because he earned it, not because he achieved something, but because he trusted God. Faith becomes the foundation. This verse echoes through the entire Bible. Later, writers like Paul the Apostle point back to this moment to explain salvation by faith. This is bigger than Abram. This is the blueprint of grace. Then something mysterious happens. God instructs Abram to prepare a covenant ceremony. In the ancient world, covenants were binding agreements. Normally, both parties would walk between sacrificed animals as a way of saying, if I break this covenant, let this happen to me. But in Genesis 15, Abram does not walk through. God alone passes through the covenant symbols. Why does this matter? Because God is showing something radical. The promise depends on God's faithfulness, not Abram's perfection. This covenant is initiated and secured by God himself. Years pass again, still waiting. Then in Genesis 17, God appears once more, and everything shifts. Abram becomes Abraham. Sarai becomes Sarah. Names matter in Scripture because names represent identity. Abram means exalted father, but Abraham means father of many nations. God changes his identity before the promise is fulfilled. Think about that. Abraham is being called a father while still childless. Why? Because God often speaks to who you are becoming before you can see it yourself. God also gives circumcision as the sign of the covenant, a physical reminder that Abraham and his descendants belong to God. Throughout Scripture, outward signs were meant to reflect inward trust. But here's the deeper point. The covenant wasn't just about one family, it was about redemption moving through history, because through Abraham's line eventually comes Jesus Christ. The promise was always pointing forward. Some of you are living in Genesis 15 right now. You've heard the promise, but you're standing in the delay. And delays can do one of two things. They can weaken your faith or deepen it, because waiting reveals what we truly believe about God. So let me ask you, can you trust God's timing when it doesn't match your expectations? Can you believe God is working even when you cannot yet see evidence? Because God's silence is not God's absence. God keeps promises even when circumstances say otherwise. Stop measuring God's faithfulness by your timeline. Hold on to what God said, even in seasons of waiting. When God makes a promise, delay does not mean denial. Understand the word. Trust the Lord. Walk it out. Bible scholars, the next Bible story is waiting. Don't miss it.